Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. First of all, thank you a lot for all your positive feedback related to my initial comment. As you are noticing, I'm changing a little bit. The whole goal here is to transport knowledge in a funny environment. Okay, a little bit of sarcasm, a little bit of sketch and jokes, and well, that's at least what I'm trying. But I'm receiving good feedback, so I guess maybe not for all of you, but for many of you, it works, and that's what I would like to continue. And that brings me to the first topic of the initial comment. We have 3 topics here. I don't know how long it's going to be, this initial comment, to be honest. Phoenicia, my crypto project we are building at the moment. We are going to talk about Phoenicia a little bit because I received some DMs asking more details about Phoenicia and so on and so forth. The second one is going to be let us make a little jump to the Deutsche Bank, or I would name them just the German Credit Suisse. And the third one is crypto and its future and what's happening at the moment. And, you know, because some people don't split what I'm, or maybe they don't get what I'm saying when I say I'm extremely bullish on crypto for the future, but short term, extremely bearish. And they hear, oh, he's extremely bearish. You are a perma bear or whatever. I don't care. You know, I don't care what these guys are saying, but I just want to give you a little bit more information to explain what I'm expecting, why I cashed out, and why I will go big afterwards when nobody wants to buy. That's the key here. And that's going to happen, and I will explain a little bit the transition and what I'm expecting, why I'm expecting it, and maybe even the term. So how much time it could take until. And because in my opinion, we're relatively close to it. So let us start about Phoenicia. Phoenicia is going to be a project that was in the beginning just to replace Substack, to be honest, my Substack, you know, because Inspocrypto has his subscriptions on Substack. Substack only accepts credit cards, and not even every single credit card. Sometimes I don't even know what is the pattern behind, but some of you has really problems to pay their subscriptions and so on and so forth. Also, I'm offering free content. I would like to continue to offer free content. But the thing is, free content usually means free. Free for you, but it doesn't need to mean free for me as well. So the idea behind is to use a website where we can activate some ads when the system automatically knows and just detect that you are a free subscription account, just to show you some ads, to get some money by ads, for example. Anyway, we will have different content or reduced content for free, of course, like we are doing right now. We will just bring more content for those who are subscribers, and we will have also different price models. That sounds like, oh my god, what is Inspo doing? Okay, calm down. It's not going to be a big business for you. It's not well, for you not. For me maybe? No. That's also a joke. But it's going to change a little bit because we are going to introduce much more. Just to give you some keywords. We are going to work with some on-chain providers. We are going to provide our own indicators for all subscribers. We are not only going to provide tutorial videos to explain and to show you some context to indicators related to on-chain, No. We will go even further. We are not only going to cover everything related to on-chain, but also for the traditional markets, especially related to options. What is Gamma? What are the Greeks? And so on and so forth. A lot of stuff is going to happen. Of course, not from one day to another. That's a process. It will take time. And we are, we don't have 20 people behind us who are working 24/7 for us. I hope that's going to happen in the future, but it's not the case right now. So we have to wait for that a little bit. But that's not the end. We will bring daily market insights. We will bring and offer a weekly market report. That's going to be a big one, a really big one, mainly for institutionals and business clients, because it's going to be 20 pages almost, where we talk about geopolitics, monetary policy, and text. No video, only text. Just also another thing that many of you should say, finally, great. And of course, all tutorial videos and all daily analysis, we are going to record them as videos, but we will also provide the text version of it. Now you should say, that's great, Inspo, because that's what we are looking for since I stopped to provide the text version. We are going to provide different languages. We are going to introduce a translator that's awesome. I like and love this translator. So you can then translate all the content you will see on our websites directly in your own language. We will also offer different payment methods, including crypto, of course, crypto. And we will also, that was the educational part, because we are also going to offer workshops. Also, present workshops means something like, we will once in a year going to announce in what cities and what countries we will be there in like a congress or a conference, conference where we are going to talk about crypto in general, but also the flows, dynamics, and the future, how to figure out what the price could do, also to show the streams related to options, futures, explain a little bit more, but mainly to provide the opportunity to meet us, George and me, for example, in person. Then we will have another part that's going to be Phoenicia Finance. And Phoenicia Finance, as you can imagine, it will have and provide more tools related to finance. Yes, it means also DeFi. It means also DEX. Hopefully we have everything in a roadmap. We will publish this roadmap with our website, and we will provide much more stuff also for institutionals and other clients, my clients, for example, crypto ecosystems for companies and so on and so forth, because the whole goal is not only to educate retail, not only on crypto, but also on options and equities, for example, because I think that we will see in the future a merge of both parts, equities and crypto, tokenized stocks, and so on and so forth. And on the other side, we are going to provide also some financial services, but that's another thing. It's just really far away, and for that I don't want to talk about everything in detail. Just to tell you that we have some companies in the queue, or some projects in the queue, who are going to receive the crypto ecosystem. We are applying right now for a crypto license in, well, I can say that, in Dubai. And that's a process. It will take a little bit. I'm absolutely sure, but that's fine, because we will have this time. And now, let us stop here about Phoenicia. Metaverse is going to be also part of the educational part. That's something, virtual reality, I have everything, the whole equipment already in my office. I need to set it up, but I look forward to do it, really. However, but now let us stop here and let us go to the next chapter. And that's Deutsche Bank. That's going to be a quick one. Why Deutsche Bank is having right now a little bit of trouble? Well, the question is not why the Deutsche Bank has right now problems, because some of you maybe remember in 2022 I have tweeted an article and I said, wow, be careful, because that's big and usually means that something is going to happen, something big. Many people think that the Deutsche Bank, as the name Deutsche means in German, German, and Bank, of course, bank, the German bank. And many think, Deutsche Bank is a bank of Germans. And many German customers are there. And of course the shareholders are Germans. Of course not. If you check the Deutsche Bank shareholder structure, you will find a lot of Americans between them. And one of the most popular one was Cerberus. Cerberus is a hedge fund that started to invest in Deutsche Bank and Commerzbank. I have mentioned just a few days ago this story about Postbank, Deutsche Bank, Commerzbank, and so on and so forth. So the German government was pushing to consolidate the whole banking sector in Germany, because they said too many banks are really heavy to control. I mean, that's not wrong. But we are not talking about small and tiny banks. We are talking about big, big ones. So they said, hey, Deutsche Bank, please eat them. You remember the whole story? Okay. So they did it. Cerberus was extremely bullish on Commerzbank and Deutsche Bank. And then, that was actually in April 12th, 2022. Something big happened. After that, Cerberus, in the beginning of 2022, started to sell their shares, their stocks for the Deutsche Bank. And it wasn't that much. It was 25.3 million shares of the Commerzbank and 21 million shares of the Deutsche Bank. It was almost a volume of 450 million euros. That's not that big, that was a big thing. However, that was the first signal like, what is happening here? Here's something fishy. Why should Cerberus just start to dump their shares of Deutsche Bank and Commerzbank? Even, and you remember I have mentioned that, even they didn't integrate the Commerzbank completely in the Deutsche Bank yet. Because usually then, after that happens, the stock should go up like a rocket. That's like, hey, they did it! The milestone is done. But they sold just before. I mean, we are talking about more than 1 year ago. And that was a US hedge fund. Just 3 months later, something very, very, very strange happened. Someone, unidentified investor, until today nobody knows who it was. I mean, of course some should know that, but sold 116 million shares of Deutsche Bank and 500, no, wait, no, I don't know how many shares, but at least 555 million US dollars in shares of the Commerzbank. So they did exactly the same. Absolutely the same. Some rumors said that the largely passive investor of the Deutsche Bank was BlackRock. And BlackRock was dumping Deutsche Bank and Commerzbank shares after Cerberus did that. So in such case, usually when you have, for example, I mean, we are talking here about 2 billion US dollars. That's really a lot. I mean, 160 million shares of the Deutsche Bank, that has an impact. And I mean, the stock dropped as much as 8% in one single day. So why I'm telling you that? Because it was planned. Everything was planned. They know since last year what's going to happen with the banking sector. That's what I'm saying since last year. That's not new. The whole environment is changing. All these banks were absolutely in disbelief. I had today a discussion. Well, it wasn't a discussion. It was a little chat with, a well-known guy. And he said to me, I said, well, yeah, Deutsche Bank, I'm making other kind of investments. I don't want to have any cash in my account. And this person said, oh, yeah, well, we know that old story. And I said, yeah, you are right. I mean, actually, we have every 10 years a crisis. But this time, it's completely different. I know that many will ignore it. Just, hey, we had that 2008, we had that 1998, we had that. So we can say almost every 10 years, it's time to have a crisis. It doesn't mean, it doesn't matter if it's a financial crisis or dot-com bubble crisis or whatever, but it is time. But this time is really completely different because all these banks are completely filled in their portfolio. Trillions. We are talking about trillions related to the Deutsche Bank. And we need to remember what George Friedman said. George Friedman is a think tanker. That's a guy that loves to talk about the strategy and geopolitical streams and the world, and of course, conservative American, and that's fine. I mean, I don't have anything about that. When someone is a patriot and he loves his country and defends their interests, that's absolutely fine. I would love to see the same in my country, something that's not happening. And he said once in 2010, he said that was in a Chicago, what was that? Chicago conference for geopolitics or something. I don't have right now the correct name of this conference, but this conference is taking place every year, in my opinion. But 2010, and you can find this video also on YouTube. George Friedman said once, the biggest threat of the US empire or of the United States of America, it's not China. It is not, he said some examples. It's Germany and Russia. Both together are the biggest threat for the leadership of the United States. Why? Russia has a lot of natural resources, a lot of manpower, and the technology, well, everything, it's not the same like 40 years ago, but we are good in engineering and so on and so forth, and capital. The German government, but the Germans, they are, many of them, very wealthy. Quandt family, owners of BMW and different other industries, family Schwartz for clothes and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of wealthy people. And they said, when both starts to come closer and closer and closer, Germany and Russia, that would be a big, big threat because they could start an own global leadership or empire, and that could be the biggest threat for the United States of America. The conclusion is First of all, we need to separate both, and then, just in case of, to reduce the capital flows and to reduce the capital in Germany. Because engineering, we know, everything that the Germans are doing or inventing, 2 days later it's in China and cheaper and sometimes even better. So, the Germans, when everyone went to China to produce, they are just cheap. Everyone went there, and then they did the shock of their lives to see, they are copying our products and making it better and cheaper. Yeah, you moron. Of course, what did you think? But that's the conclusion, and that's the consequence. So what is happening and what it started in the beginning of 2022 is having now some impact and will have impact. That's just a foretaste. That's just the beginning. Credit Suisse, yeah. UBS is now also just, I don't know what to do next. We can kick off almost 70% of the Credit Suisse staff. It will not let you survive the whole thing because something happened. Something happened in the last years that changed. And that was the monetary policy. But, many miss that. That's the problem. They have filled portfolios. We are talking about trillions and over trillions. They are there. The whole environment changed a lot. So they know, holy shit, how can I now unload all this without to have a big impact and to create a panic sell-off in the markets? It's almost impossible right now. It is not possible. Because at the same time we have inflation, and the inflation maintains. So the central bankers are not going to say, well, yeah, pivot then, because we need to save our banks. But the problem is, then they will kill the whole economy. Even faster as when they start to make what the Fed is doing, so giving them a little bit more of liquidity and hold the ship above of the surface. Because that's the only thing. They are not fixing the ship. The ship is just floating. That's the only thing. But it will sink. It's just a matter of questions, of time. So, and now let us go to the last chapter. And that's going to be crypto. I have said. And that's why, when I say I'm extremely bearish on crypto short term, but I'm extremely bullish on crypto long term because it's part of the political agenda. That's not only part of the political agenda, it's part of the world global agenda. Smart cities, only possible with crypto. What means smart cities? Automated. Just check World Economic Forum. You can say about the World Economic Forum whatever you want. You can disagree, agree, whatever. Check them. They are giving you a nice insight of their definition of the future. And these guys are not just dumb asses who are bored at their office and think, let us just, make some... No. They are very well networked with different governments. Almost every single government has a member or 2 or 3 or 20 or 40 in the World Economic Forum. And you will find a lot of stuff there. Everything is related to crypto. Absolutely everything. One threat in the future, and it's in the present as well, cyber attacks. Decentralized. Beautiful thing for it. It can reduce your challenges related to cyber attacks. You can have much more different use cases for crypto. It gives you much more use cases to, for example, define standards. Also for regulation with crypto wouldn't be that big problem. And banks know that. Banks know that. Not only the banks. But the problem is that the current crypto space with all their actively crypto actors, many of them, the wealthy one, Tether, for example. We have talked about Tether so many times. We can talk about CZ, we can talk about some other guys, Justin Sun, for example, and so on and so forth. They know it is impossible to regulate and to bring their rules, yes, their rules, with this kind of people there. It's obvious that we will see such kind of reset not only in the banking sector and financial sector, but also in the crypto sector. And that's why I say, and that's why I'm really chilling when it comes to my crypto project, because it will take time. Regulation is a process, and regulation will kill a lot of toxic actors. For me, they are toxic actors. Someone that's saying like Tether, I don't want to be transparent because I don't need to. Fuck off, okay? Eat your own shit and go. But it's not possible, not yet. It will come. I'm absolutely convinced that this will happen. I'm also absolutely convinced that many projects will not survive the transition of the regulation. And that's a global regulation. When someone says, we will shift to China, for example, go there. I mean, the Hong Kong watchdogs said they are working on a global regulatory body. Global means for every single country. And that's what's going to happen. So forget to say, well, I don't like this regulation, so I'm going to shift my business to another country. It's not going to work in the future. It's really easy. It's not going to happen. Okay? Now we could talk about the World Government Summit. What happened in Dubai, for example. What took place in Dubai just 1 month or 2 months ago. So it's absolutely clear that what many just classified as conspiracy theory, a single global government, that's the future. That's going to be the future. We know that even the whole food distribution is going to be well organized and centralized on a global stage in the future. I mean, that's everything planned. That's nothing, many of you maybe don't know it. But in 3 months and 6 months, they will talk, with the mainstream medias and tell you that. That's what's happening. The whole environment is changing. And in such transitions, when they said great reset or build back better or whatever, all these titles, and they are giving you signals indicating, we will start from you because the current system is done. It is done. It's extremely overheated. But before it collapses, or when it collapses, someone has to pay the bill. And many are doing everything to avoid that. So usually who is going to pay the bill? The masses. So, however, once again, in my opinion, it's not the right way to be bullish on crypto right now. And we will see a time, I don't know if it takes 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months. I really don't know. But I can, and mark my words, we will see a lot of bad news. A lot of fear will arrive to the market. We will see sell off. And then when nobody wants to buy, you don't need Inspo to tell you that now it's time to buy. When really no one, when even the most maxi fucking stupid chiller on Twitter is saying Bitcoin is dead, that's your signal to start to buy. Of course, as I mentioned so many times, don't buy every shit. Use your brain, take a look to the use case, or at least to the business case, if it makes sense or not. We will talk about that in the future. That will be also part of Phoenicia. And that's it for today, almost 30 minutes. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope. So, big love. Let us now talk about the market. So, if we take a look now to the weights ratio, the weights ratio 30 days moving average declining as expected. However, it bounced once, went up, then declined once again, and it's doing once again a higher low. We need to see how far they want to go. If the weights ratio is going to push up once again, and usually it should have any impact to the price, something that's not happening. But maybe this time it's really different. Maybe this time it's only, distribution, and when they are done, maybe then go down if they want to have the next dip, of course. That's the big question. If we take a look now to the weights ratio 1 hour time frame and 30 hours moving average, we can see here that that was our bottom, and then we went up. So from almost 79 to 86, usually at 86, it's also part of their distribution. They stop at the moment. Doesn't look like it. Looks that the weights ratio 1 hour time frame is making higher lows, and even the highs are maintaining almost at 100%. So sindicing that sell pressure is rising. We can also see that at least here the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declined by almost 170 millions. But usually it takes a little bit, then they are once again sending stablecoins. They are always reacting, as I mentioned, right? Also here indicating that at the moment, even not big, but at the moment the net flow related to bitcoins to centralized exchanges are indicating green. Also means they are sending more bitcoins to centralized exchanges. We will see later on what our net flow is indicating, but I can teaser here it matches. However, we will take a look here as well. So let us go to the next chapter. Yeah, as just mentioned, look what they are doing. Once again, reacting. Someone cashed out 400 millions and someone else is sending 366 millions. So you can see here we had here a net flow of minus 280 millions, and then afterwards net flow a positive one of 350 millions. So also indicating, someone big is cashing out, someone else is buying, sending bitcoins, sending stablecoins. Skew52, that's an analyst on Twitter. I like his content a lot. He has a different approach than I have, but I like that. It matches very well to also my data, indicating that Binance at the moment doing a lot, working with BUSD, and we know that was part of the plan of CZ. That's why they just started to use their recovery fund. I'm trying to track them, and when I track it, we had 600. We had almost a little bit more than 1 billion. Just 2 weeks ago. Now we have 685 millions. How much of this 685 is still part of the recovery fund? It's something I really don't know. That's something we need to check. However, if we are going to disable now all this, we can see that also here the Bitcoin inflows are rising. At the same time, someone else is actively trying to maintain the price. So the biggest, that was actually the biggest inflow today was 816 bitcoins on CryptoQuant, and the biggest outflow today was 647. So if we take a look now here, then we see that, yeah, we received here more stable coins, then we had here a bigger outflow, and so on and so forth. At least we can see all that, and usually means someone is preventing that the price could dump. And I guess that's maybe the reason why it didn't start to unload. Maybe someone is really looking for the next dip, but for that they need to create the dip. We will see. However, we are also done here. So if we take a look here, for example, we see, yeah, it looks really red. Even the weekly, you remember? So it means that in this week we had almost, I don't remember now exactly, but we had something like minus 10,000, indicating that the net flow was more in the withdrawal side than deposit side. Now it flipped. So meaning they sent almost 14,000 bitcoins afterwards. That's the net flow. The daily at the moment 3,740. Once again, what is net flow? Inflow minus outflow. So the delta means they sent more, so they deposited more bitcoins to centralized exchange and then withdraw, or when it's negative and green means they withdrew more than they deposited, and usually that is bullish. So if we take a look, this month, only March, in 24 days, so we are talking about almost 3 and a little bit weeks, 60,000 bitcoins in net flow. That's really big. In the last 30 days, 58,400. So we can see a little bit less than in the last 24 days. Also here we can see in the last 7 days, we are not talking about the weekly. Today is Friday, so a whole week we know it's including Saturday and Sunday. But in the last 7 days, 10,494 bitcoins. When we see that, means they are preparing something big. So if we take a look, we can see they are declining a little bit. They declined a little bit. Also here they declined. Now we can say why they are declining. Well, less volume, then obviously we need also less bitcoins to move the price. If we take into account we had 70% wash trading before a manipulated volume, now later on we will check that the volume declined a lot, really a lot. I guess 70%. We need to see. However, you can see it declined. They purchased, in my opinion, maybe even Binance, that would explain those 300, 400 millions missing. And now they are sending just more bitcoins, indicating, hey, no problem. Just if you have more money, it's welcome. That's not bullish, absolutely not bullish. So, but you know, I don't know when they are going to. I still think it's even possible to see, just really to see 30K before we start to go down. Something. In my opinion, it wasn't possible just a few weeks ago, but everything looks like, because they love to use futures, and we will later on check the spot versus future volume, because it's also a very nice indicator. So, however, we are done here. So, if we take a look here, we can see, let me change the color, that the funding rate declined a little bit and lifted up once again. So, indicating that the bullish sentiment once again coming back. That's the aggregated. That's not only Binance, just to make it clear. If we take a look to the open interest, it went up, it declined once again. If we take a look to the leverage ratio, looks, yeah, even very interesting, we can say here, and declined even more, much more. Also very interesting that someone is using less leverage and, well, now also less open interest. But if we take a look here, we can see that stablecoins related to derivative exchanges are almost red since March 20th. So someone is really cashing out. No, I would say even, wow, yeah, much. They are cashing out since we reached almost what was that, 25k. They are cashing out more. For example, here 184 millions. On the same time, if we take a look, for example, here, that's Bitcoins related to derivative exchanges. As we received here 17,000 Bitcoins, for example, and here another 10,000, the scale looks a little bit different. I can't change that. So most helpful part here is indeed the net flow. We can see we had here a net flow of minus 1,800 Bitcoins, almost indicating they withdrew more than they deposit. 933 Bitcoins here, 1,100 here. But if we take a look, so for today, I could say that, yeah, they are withdrawing more than bringing on derivative exchanges, also indicating they are cashing out. The question is, who are cashing out? Is that just coincidence, or those who were just longing all the time are done now and they want now to flip to shorts, or just cashing out? Because some hedge funds, depends on your license, you can only trade bullish. Okay, something I didn't know just before, but some licenses just, give you the opportunity to go long. So if you have such a license and you can't trade short, then obviously you need to cash out and wait for the next long opportunity. So if we go forward, we can see the aggregated here, also open interest declining, leverage ratio even declining more, while the funding rate is lifting up more right now. Yesterday we liquidated 1,072 Bitcoins in shorts and 771 Bitcoins in long. So no big deal here. If we take a look here, for example, we can see that longs coming in, shorts reducing on Binance. On Bitfinex, unchanged. I don't see any big change here. And also on Ethereum, it looks better now. So we have 44 to 56% long short ratio on Binance, 1.3 billions in longs, 1.6 billions in shorts. And we have related to Ethereum, 53 to 47, long 744 millions and short 670 millions. Okay, as mentioned, Bitfinex absolutely unchanged. Well, BitMEX, I like BitMEX, but this data here is absolutely not useful in my opinion. Also Bitfinex, so the only one that I would classify as useful data is Binance. So something was let us take a look to Binance, because I noticed something that was incredible. I never have seen that. Let us take a look if that's showing again. No, it declined a lot. We had, let me check. I don't know, I need to check that first. So now I see that yesterday afternoon or in the evening, we had on Binance BTC USDT high leverage positions. At least what the Kingfisher was reporting was 400 millions was the scale that was here. Almost the same we have right now, but here is all leverage. It was high leverage. Their liquidation level were at 27,400. I never have seen that. I don't know if the Kingfisher is calculating something wrong. I really don't know exactly, but it was a little bit shocking me. However, also 500 millions. We didn't see that, a while. And we need to see, because if I take here a look to the high leverage positions, almost at 200 millions at 27, even here 27.6. So in case we will really start to go down in a higher pace, oh my god, it would be nice to see what happens with the price, because then it should go really quick to the downside. However, we are seeing here mid leverage with shorting, not that big compared to the long side, because you see it's almost everything long here, and that's the only thing that is strange, because Blockchain Whispers is taking only the data that Binance is providing, and I know that's not the money, it's only the cluster of liquidations. So my interpretation here, we have 66.68 million potential liquidations here. Nobody knows if they are just trading with $10 or 1 million. So maybe that means only that big money is here and retailers here. If that's the case, that retail is extremely informal, and these guys here are those who are placing less positions but with higher open interest. Obviously, poor retail. But I really don't know that. That would be just one theory. High leverage positions, once again. Wow, 30 millions only? That's okay. Well, I don't know why they stopped at 27.5. But however, also just big. And usually it means we should go to 27.5 before we maybe go more up. But you see that short positions, it's not big at all. We are done here as well. Wow, once again, I don't know what the hell is that here. What happened to the scale? I mean, that's ridiculous, to be honest. I think that's something that they changed that's not working. Yeah, that's not working. So, the magnet should be at 32K. I don't know what the scale is, but because it's just saying 2e plus 205 means a lot of zeros, but it's yeah, it doesn't make sense for me, to be honest. 1.7, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what these guys are doing. However, indicating, if we take a look to the bars, it's indicating the magnet should be at 32K. If the magnet is solid or not, I can't tell you that. I don't think, because the gags it's just too high. It's still at 220,000. Okay, it declined, but just because we had today expiry, March 24th, and then of course it goes down, but 220, it's still too high. And usually after the expiry is done, usually like OPEX, for example, in SPY, SPX, usually then we should have the impact of the price. Usually then the price should go down when it's overheated. The next support area and the favorite level for the bears would be 27,250. If we break 27,250, then we will go down, and I really don't see where, because I don't see any solid support area anymore there. However, gamma walls are not fixed. Means, you know, we can have a different gamma wall just in 1 hour or 2 hours later. If we take a look here, we can see that custom strategy, long strangle, short put butterfly, and short ratio put spread are here the biggest, taking into account their, okay, custom strategy 5 million and premium, that's crazy. Long strangle 800,000, short put butterfly 339, absolutely not. Short put ratio 500,000, okay. Short strangle, bear put spread. However, it sounds very bearish, everything now. Why? I don't know, to be honest. However, let us take a look to the first four. If we have still more time, then we will check more. 339,000 in premium doesn't sound a lot, but if it's short term for the next 3, 4, 5 days, then it makes sense. Because if we take a look to the lots, we have 1,440 lots for only 339 in premium. That's really interesting. So let us check. So, custom strategy. Let us take a look to the custom strategy. The custom strategy we need here to sort. 23rd, that was yesterday. Yeah, we have checked them. That was at 19. So 1 million sold, 743 both. Extremely. Wow, they are indicating from June to December they would expect hitting the all-time high. It's in my opinion, it's absolutely ridiculous because I don't know how they expect to have such. But as mentioned many times, that's the nice thing on options. You know, you can buy now at 65 these calls. If you are getting until May, maybe a price of 32 or something, maybe then you can sell for 1 million, for example, and it makes sense then. So doesn't mean they are really expecting a price above of 65k. It's possible, but we don't know. And they spent that twice, so they sold 2 millions and spent 1.5 million. Yeah. We have here 2765 once again, exactly the same. 29 to 33, 16 to 50. That means that looks like someone who is saying, oh, until June we will see a big crash, or at least back below 16k, or we will go up to the moon. Yeah, I think this trade indicates a little bit how splitted traders are with bullish or bearish. You know, like I'm absolutely not convinced to see a price of 50k, 60k, but I was also convinced that we will not see 30k. I wasn't really expecting to see such traps with futures, to be honest, but I need to say that they did a very good job. Because if it's about distribution, they are doing a great job, to be honest, a really great job. So nothing big to see here anymore. Long strangle. Let us take a look to the long strangle. Long strangle is here. So we have 20 positions. Then long strangle is just saying that we will have a sharp price move. They don't care about up or down. Just we will have a big price move. If we take a look here to the biggest one in premium, for example, we have here, for example, that's relatively big, indicating we will go above of 29k or below of 27k until next Friday. If we take a look, for example, here, it's even a little bit more smaller, the range. He is indicating after or until April 7th, we will see a sharp price move below of 28k or a sharp price move above of 28.5. And that's almost it. Yeah, that's almost it. Next, short put butterfly. Short put. No. Short put butterfly. 23rd. Oh, that's everything from yesterday. Oh, we had them already. That was yesterday, you remember. 27, 24, so indicating they would, expect more to the downside, but nothing big. So let us skip them. Short ratio put spread. Short ratio. Hello. Short put. Short ratio. Come on. Okay, that's 24th. It's from today, 16 positions. Let us take a look there, what we can see there when it comes to the short put spread or short ratio put spread. So for example here, that's in my opinion not really useful for us, because that's more a trade where they make bets on delta, theta and beta. They are the Greeks, something we will talk about that on Phoenicia. We will have some tutorials provided by George, for example. But this strategy can profit from a slightly falling stock price or from a slightly rising stock price, Bitcoin price. So you can use the same strategy for stocks, of course. However, it profits from limited prices, so move up or down, and or falling implied volatility, and perhaps also in income at the same time, because it's high strike minus low strike net premium received. So usually, who is calling me now? Sorry. So nothing where I would say that's something useful for us if we try to figure out what is going to happen. I would say my interpretation here, they are not expecting any sharp price move, not yet. And now let us go to the last one, because that's short strangle, and the short strangle would exactly confirm that we are not going to see, at least for this period of time, a big and sharp price move. If we take a look here, for example, we have here the big ones, and the big ones are, for example, indicating we could see a price between 30k 26, 30k and 26. So we can go down to 26, then we can go up to 30, or first 30, then 26, but that's it. It's not indicating we will see a huge sharp price move anymore. Not yet, not until end of March or beginning of April. And that's it. Let us go forward. So I have prepared something here already. So if we take a look what happened since midnight, the price started to decline. If we take a look to Tether, the CBD indicating here minus 74 millions at Binance, 7 millions negative CBD. The aggregated one, minus 50 millions on BUSD. As mentioned, Skew 52 just mentioned in his, I would say, last analysis that the last recent push up was mainly driven by BUSD. Also very interesting, and we can see what they did. And dollars, the USD almost flat, nothing big happened. And well, I mean, coin margin contracts declining more and more, minus 180 millions, and almost doing 50% of the of the stablecoin margin contracts. That's really strange. Someone is shorting since a while now, shorting big with bitcoins instead of stable coins, but that can change very quickly, right? So we need to see. Very interesting what they are doing. Looks a little bit like a preparation, but we know. BUSD, absolutely clear what they did. Thanks, he said, for playing. Now we can see that CSAT did, at least it seems, a big favor to Bitfinex. That's crazy. If we go forward, we can see also Bybit is declining. If we go forward, we can see that Coinbase not declining, even pushing more up. Also Bitstamp pushing more up. Yeah, I would say, well, they started to decline a little bit. Kraken here, and we can see that this guy's here, Gemini, is now lifting up once again. Now let us take a look here. So that's the stable coins, and what is happening here, for example, We can check that we received this morning at 2:25 a.m. 1.56 billions exchange inflow related to stablecoins. Just before 136 million outflows. Then afterwards, 50 minutes later, 725 million outflow, and then another 170 million outflow at 255. We had then more outflows, another 90, almost 160 million outflows at 4:45 a.m. and then another 154 millions here. Then just at 9:35, and that's a little bit why we have a gap here in information. That's something, no data. Why no data? However, here we can see we received 37 millions, but also 45 millions outflow. If we take a look to Tether, bigger outflow, here inflow, outflow almost identical. Then here a little bit more inflows, here outflows, and then zero-sum game. On USDC, more outflows than inflows. We had here an inflow of 50 millions, but afterwards, for example, here 31, here another 43, and so on and so forth. Also related to BUSD, we can see that we are seeing more outflows than inflows. So cashing out, that's what they are doing at the moment. If we go forward, we should refresh. That's the fund flows related to the market maker. Let us go up to the entities to see if something changed here. And wow. Okay. Well, retail buying, nothing, buying, or at least rising imbalance, declining imbalance, net flow, we need to check, and this guy is nothing. So here declined a little bit since yesterday, here declined even more, and this guy is lifting up. Now let us check the wallets. Retail buying, buying, more wallets, more wallets, more wallets, more wallets, more wallets, more wallets, more wallets now. So if we take a look from 14,035, 50 wallets more, that's a lot. Declined a lot here since yesterday from 1,914, so 12 wallets less. And here 2 wallets. So it seems that market maker entities declined, sold more or declined. Maybe they shifted other bitcoins to other wallets or something. So, that's not really clear, to be honest. But yeah, that is something that where I would say it's strange. It's really strange to see that, because the market maker was in history of the last 3-4 years the market maker. It was the entity driving the price, and it looks a little bit strange to see how they are reducing and reducing more their wallets, to be honest. Now I need to bring my chart once again. So really interesting what they are doing here. So next, let us take a look. For example, here, nothing, 410 bitcoins. Yeah, they are sending, but nothing big, to be honest. Absolutely nothing big. Also distributing. Also related to weights ratio, nothing, just Huobi lifting up. OKEX also a little bit, but that's it. And Kraken now lifting up, but not big at all. Funds lifting up a little bit, nothing big as well. And this, guys, that's in my opinion the indicator that they are preparing to push up to 30k. Or maybe, I mean, they did that also before, is instead to push up to go more down, because it's not only pushing up, right? Maybe they want, for example, they did that here as well. They started with futures, a lot of futures. That's why the futures volume started to rise. And then afterwards we dumped. So would be also possible. We need to see what's going to happen. But at the moment, it's a very solid indicator that the next move is around the corner. The next big one. To the upside or to the downside? That's the question. So maybe the best is really here to make an option bet, to be honest. And that's it. That's really it. We don't have anything. Market activity declining more and more and more. That's it. Yeah. Let us go forward. So if we take a look, Coinbase protecting the area at 29 and a little bit even 30k. Right now we are trying once again to break this local POC here. We are below of the main POC in that area of this range, and usually we should go down then to 26, maybe 26.5 instead, but you know, maybe the gamma wall wasn't that bad. However, the big protection happens below 25.5. So it's also possible to go down to 25.5 and then bounce and then go up to 30k before we make the new, you know, new steps. That's the big question. What's going to happen next? Bitstamp. On Bitstamp, also here 26 were protected at the moment, reinforcing even 25k. Once again, a very strange candle wick here. They removed this wall a little bit more to the lower. It's not really clear. They triggered this one and they placed a new one. It's absolutely not clear to me what happens here. However, as mentioned, 25k reinforcing and even lower 20k. Interesting. Binance BTC USDT. On BTC USDT, they are also here protecting the area between 28.7 and 29, 29.5 and 30k. Otherwise protecting the area between 26 and 25. So 26, 25 would also match very well, to be honest. So also here something we need to see what is going to happen. Really interesting in my opinion, but as mentioned, we need to see that was Binance BTC USDT. If we take a look now to BTC BUSD, also at 26.3, 25, almost 26 and 25.5, also well protected at the moment. You can see what they are doing with BUSD. You can see that, right? Look. You don't want, you want to go down, you want to go, then I buy you, I am here. It seems not only for spoofing, but yeah, BUSD. Who is trading big with BUSD? Do you have an idea? Yes, you have, right? Yeah, someone is protecting wall. Why? Why? The question is why? Bitfinex protecting 25.5. Why they removed the wall at 29.2? OKEX, nothing big at least. So give me just a second. And Kraken also everything around 25, 25.5. I would say that looks extremely solid and we should go down, but if it's distribution, that also means that will take time. They are not going to nuke it maybe at the end, but usually it can take time over the weekend, maybe on Sunday, one drop to 25, 24 something, and then push up maybe. It would be possible. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But also related to Kraken, we can see, yeah, we have orders, but they are not protecting anymore like just before. Bitmax. On Bitmax, also here, strange candle week. However, also nothing to see here. Now derivatives. Derivatives, Bybit, BTC USD. Spoofing a lot, I guess. Yeah, they are spoofing. BTC USDT, nothing here. BTC USDT now on Binance. You can see they removed a lot of short orders above. Instead, they are now looking here, for example, at 26.5, but also here around 25, 25.5. A lot of volume coming in. So we need to see if that's going to happen, or if we are going to do exactly what they did just last time. Because usually when we see such an amount of volume for longs, usually the price goes up once again. So I would be very careful then in such case, to be honest. However, we need to see, right, what they are going to do. If it's spoofing, they will take them out, and wow, also a strange candle week here with BUSD. What happened there? I don't know. However, nothing to see here. Bitfinex, nothing. Kraken, nothing. OKEX, nothing. Deribit looks like they are well prepared between 26 and 24. So they are also here, but at the same time also here around. I mean, usually they would expect and would like to see a price of 30k, but very interesting here as well. And that's it. So then let us take a look. Well, first of all, we went up. They are distributing at the moment. I guess we are going to go to 27.3 or maybe here 27.4 and then push up once again, because that's what they need to do if they want to distribute more. Once again, just to push a little bit, just to indicate, hey, a little bit more FOMO triggering, or at least give the hope we will go up much more right now. I still think that if they want to show that the whole thing is valid, in my opinion, it's absolutely not. Even if they do that, but even then not, we need to retest that area to go up to 30k. If they are not, of course, that's what they did. They didn't care about anything, but usually we should go hitting that price range here. Usually I would say that something like, what is that? 24.6, almost 25, let us say 25 would match with a lot what, for example, Bitfinex, Binance, and so on is placing at the moment. So is that the right situation right now to place a short? It's really hard to say, to be honest. It's because it's not the first time that it looks really solid and then they just push up to liquidate all of them. I would be just careful. It's really not easy at the moment just to trade and to say, yeah, that's what they are doing, and that should be the next step or not. That's why I'm not trading at the moment. But in my opinion, the best you can do is if you see, for example, that we are, losing, we are breaking 27.4, between 27.4 and 27.3. We have here, what is that? That's my MA50, for example, between, and I don't care about the MA50, just to make it clear, but sometimes it bounces there. Between MA50 and my trend line here at 27.280, if you see its break here, it goes up because we have a POC there. It's a local POC, okay? It's here at that line. If you see we are breaking it, retesting to the downside, and we fail to go up once again, then it's the moment where I would say, that looks even better. Not saying we are going straight to 25.5, but because it's indicating that these guys have two goals: liquidate those who can take some profit, and keep maintaining the bullish sentiment to distribute more. And that's the only thing. So push up really hard, liquidate all these late shorts, at the same time triggering some FOMO. Retail will buy, they can sell. That's it, almost. Otherwise, I don't see here any other opportunities. Right now we have here a support area where the price is. However, they are trying really to break this one. If we break this one, we will go to 27.3 as mentioned. And that's going to be now very interesting if they are going to do it or not, because we have there, for example, also a little trend line indicating, we should usually stop here, but if we break this one, we will go directly down. That's absolutely clear to me. So that's it. Big love. See you Monday again, and trade carefully. Just enjoy your weekend. Big love. Your Inspo.